Hi, everybody, and welcome to Final Play Sports Wrap. I'm your host, Pete Lubar. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me. Appreciate it. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube page. It costs you nothing, but it helps me out. Talking about the Big 12 wrap this week, and the Big 12 really in the last week before the conference begins in earnest. Some surprising results. We're going to start in Stillwater, where the wheels have come off the wagon. The Cowboys were thumped by a very average Tulsa team. Gundy vowed he is staying on Monday, but put some extreme pressure on Chad Weiberg to do something. Weiberg was hired in 2021. He's not a Gundy, or Gundy's not his guy, and the last 2 years have been a disaster. It's one thing getting routed by a good Oregon team in Autzen Stadium. A lot of teams do that. It's another to lose pretty handily to Tulsa. Final score was 19-12, but it was 19-3 late into the fourth quarter. I'm not sure what happened. They didn't have any turnovers, and they threw for 218 yards and ran for 185. They only had 3 penalties for 30 yards, but they were terrible on third down, 4 for 15. I think 1 for 4 on fourth down. So a lot of their drives stalled out. They punted a lot, 5 times I think. But the team is just not good right now, and I don't think the prospects are that good for the upcoming Big 12 season. There were 3 conference games last week. Texas Tech, in its $30 million roster overhaul, was able to stop Devin Dampier and the Utes 34-10. Freshman Will Hammond came in to replace injured Baron Morton at quarterback. He had an efficient day. He was 13 for 16 for 169 yards and a TD. Utah can be beat if you contain Dampier and make him a passer only, which is what happened this past week. He was held to 27 yards rushing, the longest being 7 yards. He was only 25 for 38, 162 yards, and threw 2 picks. So he had a 4.3 yards per completion. That is not good enough in any league, but that is the formula for beating Devin Dampier and Utah. The other conference game, one of the others had West Virginia traveling to Kansas. Mountaineers must have been feeling really good about themselves after that nice win against Pitt the previous week, but the Jayhawks, coming off a bye, put a beat down on them 41-10. Jalen Daniels was just 12 for 24 for 138 yards, but he threw for 3 TDs, and LaShawn Williams ran for 129 and 1 TD, and the game was never close. So the Jayhawks were up 34-3 in the fourth quarter. Arizona traveled to Waco and beat Baylor in a very good, tight back and forth affair. Baylor fumbled twice and threw a pick, leading to 3 field goals for the Sun Devils. And both teams were a bit sloppy with 7 penalties apiece. But if you're going to have 7 penalties for 85 yards and 3 turnovers, and you lose by 3, you probably deserved it. So probably not the start that Baylor wanted at home. Arizona State now plays most of the people predicted to be in the top end of the conference standings over the next 3 weeks. So we'll find out a lot about Arizona here coming up. There were some interesting non-conference tilts as well. TCU had a nice win over SMU, 35-24. Josh Hoover had another big game this week, throwing for 379 yards and 5 TDs. And Eric McAllister caught most of those. He had 8 catches for 253 yards and 3 TDs. So that's a big catch load. I didn't see this game. I wish I had. I may have to go back and find it. But sounds like Eric McAllister might have caught a few long balls in that game. UCF had a big win over the UNC Tar Heels, 34-9. UCF is 3-0 on the season. And Taven Jackson passed for 223 yards and 1 TD, and he ran for 66 yards and 1 TD. And so good game for UCF, off to a good start. And BYU had no trouble with East Carolina winning 34-14. And Colorado beat Wyoming 34-20. Caden Salter had a good game, throwing for 304 yards and 3 TDs for the Buffaloes. They continue to play musical starting quarterbacks. I think Salter should now have won the job, but we'll see how he does at BYU this week. So, a number of teams were off last week: Houston, Arizona, Iowa State, Kansas State, and Cincinnati. And then we look ahead towards this week's schedule. You've got two teams, two games on Friday involving the conference. You've got TCU traveling to Arizona State, and Arizona State is a 2.5-point favorite. Boy, this is going to be a close contest. I'm not sure who's going to win this one. It's kind of a pick-em game for me. I think I'd take Arizona State and the 2.5, give the 2.5, being that it's at home. But TCU is definitely able to put up some points, so we'll see. Houston, 3-0, travels to Oregon State, 0-4, and they're 12.5-point favorites. So I don't think Houston's going to have any trouble scoring early and often against Oregon State. I would take Houston and give the points. Saturday, you've got Cincinnati traveling to Kansas. Kansas is a 6.5-point favorite. Cincinnati's 2-1. Kansas is 3-1. I would lean to Kansas on that and give the 6.5. UCF is playing at K-State. UCF 3-0 on the season. K-State 1-3. K-State is favored by 5.5 points. I would absolutely take UCF and take the points. So take the points on UCF. K-State hasn't proven that they can beat anyone good yet, and UCF has got some momentum going, so that's looking good for them. We've got Baylor 2-2 now, traveling to Oklahoma State 1-2, and Oklahoma State is a 20.5 point dog. I would take Baylor on that. Oklahoma State has got a share of problems right now, and it's hard for me to imagine that they can hold Baylor in check. Utah travels to West Virginia. Utah's 3-1. West Virginia 2-2. Utah is a 10.5 point favorite. Wow. I just think Utah's a better team than West Virginia. I think they're going to win that game. And I think they'll cover the spread. Arizona 3-0 is traveling to Iowa State. Iowa State is a 5.5 point favorite, and I would take Iowa State and give the 5.5 to Arizona. And finally, CU, which is 2-2, travels to BYU, and BYU is 4-0. BYU is a 6.5 point favorite. I would absolutely take that. I think they'll win by, 20. So that's it. Texas Tech has a bye week, and that is the wrap up for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, once again, please subscribe. And if not, well, don't watch it, I guess. But have a great day, everyone, and appreciate you very much. Bye.